Okay, just take a second. Did you like land like that?
I don't know, but it's just wobbly.
We're in Miami, baby! So we got out of the freezing cold temperatures in New England and we went straight into the scorching heat of South Florida.
I played in my first official fives tournament this past January at the USA Flag World Championships as a free agent, and I had a really amazing time, but we went 0-6.
This time we have a little more experience under our belt and we actually assembled our own team Rise. We've got a brand new playbook, we've got fresh new uniforms, and a lot of talent. While all the players we put together are experienced in flag football in general, most of them, including our quarterback, have never played in a 5-on-5 format before. So leading up to the tournament, we spent a lot of time going over what to expect and how to strategize before the tournament actually began.
We have a lot of athletes across the board, so we're definitely hoping that we pick up a couple more W's than we did in Tampa, maybe even a championship, but you'll have to wait to find out.
Set, go.
Safety gets deep here, and then corner gets deep here. Again, just turns into a box, all right? But each time they start off with a new formation, I'll just yell it out. I'll be like, Oni, come here, short out. Monica, short middle over there. And we'll just call it out, all right? There's a lot to remember, but after the first game, you'll lock in, it's good.
All right, game one. There weren't that many highlights from game one. Honestly, mostly lowlights.
Wah, wah, wah.
The team we were playing against started the game with 2 deep balls in a row to score on the very first drive, and we knew right away that they had a ton of team chemistry and they were not messing around. And on the other hand, like we said before, we were a brand new team with a lot of players who hadn't even played in the 5v5 format before. But even still, on our first drive, we really chipped away and we marched all the way down the field until an unfortunate pick right at our end zone.
You're good, you're good. No, you guys good balls.
And the rest of the game was really more of the same. Our defense really struggled to stop their deep threats, so our opponents would score really quickly, and then our offense would slowly but surely march down the field, but we struggled to actually punch it in, with the exception of this one beautiful route by Stoney and deep ball from Sam. In the end, the final score of our first game was 7-25. With our first game under our belts against clearly one of the top teams of the tournament, we went into our second game a little deflated, but still confident in our squad and more knowledgeable about the flow of the game.
They were fast. The quarterback was dropping balls too, so it was good. But we'll be all right. We'll bounce back.
We came out strong on offense with an early touchdown on a perfectly thrown deep ball from Sam, which I then clumsily bobbled, leading to a much more exciting catch than it needed to be.
You just wanted to make it a little flashy, a little more spectacular, you know?
I got landed on hard and I actually sat out for a play, which I've never done because I was actually worried that the injury could be serious.
Did you like land like that?
Yeah, when Lauren went out, I was internally freaking out because she never does it. But she took herself off and I was like, this is not good. This is only game 2 of day 1. But thankfully, after a play, you're able to shake it off, get back in there. You actually got a touchdown later in that game.
Yeah. And our defense started to really come together and they had some big stops and they kept us up 12-0 in the first half. We ultimately did let up 1 touchdown in the second half, but we put one up 2 and ultimately came out with the win with a score of 20-7.
So what's next? They seed us?
They seed us, and then yeah, it's playoffs, first game of playoffs.
Going into our first round of playoffs, we were playing a team who was also 1-1 like us in the seeding round, so we felt like we had a pretty good shot. We were able to really get into a good rhythm on offense, and every possession we chipped away, and we were really gelling. Unfortunately, our defense really struggled in this game though, specifically with stopping the deep balls and with grabbing flags.
They had a really strong flag playbook that consisted a lot of crossing routes, their spacing was good, their timing was good, their QB made really quick decisions and really accurate throws, and it was just too hard on us mid-game to adjust with such a new personnel on defense.
While it was a great offensive game, our defense just couldn't hold them, and we ultimately lost in the playoffs by a score of 18-29.
Day 2 was a fresh start with our fresh red jerseys, and we were ready to kick things off strong.
Unfortunately, we found out that morning that we'd be playing the same team that we had played and lost badly to in game 1 of the previous day. But with some more experience under our belts and a better game plan going into day 2, we really did feel ready. So we started the game on offense, and right away we could feel the difference from day 1 to day 2. Sam was making quick, smart decisions, getting rid of the ball in an accurate manner, and we capped off our first drive with a touchdown. After that, there were a few defensive stance on each side, and then the other team came back with a full field running touchdown from one of their star athletes, Tori, who put on a show of flag evasion.
Now this was at the end of the first half, and we knew that we had to get a score because we started with the ball on offense in the first half, which meant that they started with the ball on offense in the second half, and we didn't want the momentum to shift in their favor. And so I burned one of our timeouts to try to tweak one of our plays that I thought would work better against their defense.
You could do 11, have Shawnee do that, and then have Lauren do a post. Look at the hitch first, and then bump to tip first, but don't throw it, just look.
And I was super proud of the team at this moment for thinking on their feet, running their routes exactly how I drew it up, and for Sam to execute the throw exactly how it was drawn up.
So we went into the second half up by 1 score. Unfortunately, they came straight out the gate in the second half with a deep ball to score right away to tie the game, and then they stopped us for a couple of drives and scored again to go up by a score.
Now at this point, a lot of teams will actually start to implode. They'll yell at each other, they'll call out their teammates for mistakes, and the game will get completely out of hand in the other team's favor. But this weekend, our team really stuck by each other, were very constructive, and always gave it their 100% effort.
Yeah, we didn't lose hope, and we actually marched down the field with lots of quick receptions, great passes, and a lot of calm and confident leadership from our quarterback, Sam. We capped off the drive with a beautifully thrown ball by Sam where I caught it, and I thought I was in the end zone, and Jason had to yell at me to keep going because I actually was short of the end zone.
I was like, go!
Go! My God.
This touchdown actually tied it up, but they got the ball back with enough time for one more full drive, so we knew we really needed to stop them to stay in it.
Now at this point, our linebacker Monica was really getting a feel for how their offense was working, and made a huge play to bring it down to third, and they had to get to midfield to continue their drive. But then she followed it up with an interception to turn the ball over.
Deep guys. Yeah! Let's go!
And gave us one last shot at a touchdown for the win with like 10 seconds left.
11. Shawnee Z, Shawnee Y, Lauren X.
Now at this moment as the coach, I had a lot of thoughts going through my mind of, do I call a timeout? Or do I let the momentum of the previous play carry through? Now, as far as my coaching style goes, I typically let players play and intervene as little as possible, which in hindsight, in this case, may have been a mistake as things felt a little bit rushed at the end here.
Set, go!
On the ball.
And we ended up not getting the conversion since we only had a little bit of time left for one play.
Get it in there, Lauren!
I didn't.
You're getting rushed.
But even still, we were super happy to have gone from losing to this team so badly on day one to completely matching up with them and ending in a draw. So the final score of this game ended up being 19-19.
Good job. I know there's 5 teams registered, so 1 dropped out, so there must be 4 teams.
Unfortunately, the next team we had to play had to forfeit due to a couple of injuries that they had, so they had to fully drop out of the tournament this day.
After this matchup, they're going to determine what playoff matchups are, and we'll figure it out from there. She was overthrowing constantly.
Yeah.
And with only 3 downs, like it's really hard.
It's really hard.
It's really quick.
We ended up having to wait for 2 hours in over 85-degree weather to start our first official playoff game. In our first round of playoffs, we handled fairly easily. Everyone really got in the mix. Tiff scored a touchdown. Stoney got a bajillion receptions. Like seriously, I think she must have had like 30 in this game
40
alone.
in this game, yeah.
Truly unbelievable. I had a few big grabs and 1 touchdown where I got completely annihilated on the sideline. And then Shawnee had the highlight of the day with a monstrous leaping grab touchdown with the toe tap to cap the game off in a dramatic fashion. We ended up winning this one really easily with a final score of 25-0 to bring us to the championship
We
matchup.
got Menace to Society versus Rise. Heads. Call us heads. It's tails.
So we'll defend over here. yeah.
Ladies, Natasha's got your game clock.
Okay.
All right. And
Great.
then I'll have all the clocks at the line, the quarterback, and the play clock.
Okay, great. Good luck.
Now at this point, it was so hot, especially for our team coming down from freezing New England weather. We ran out of water, the vending machines ran out of water, and the entire event ran out of water.
Defense, we're defending that side. All right, let's go. Rise on 3. 1, 2, 3. Rise!
And aside from 1 highlight throw from Sam and catch by Stoney, we will not bore you with the details of this game as we pretty much got blown out.
I definitely think at this point our team was completely wiped out from the tournament and the weather, but really no excuses as this team was just filled with athletes on both sides of the ball that made clutch plays time and time again, and the final score ended up being 6-21.
Even though it wasn't the result we wanted, I'm still so proud of this team. The vast majority of our team had never played in a 5s format before and had to learn so many things just on the fly.
And I said it before, but you see a lot of teams at these tournaments just start to completely implode and yell at each other if things go wrong. They'll blame each other, not take accountability for mistakes, and our team had none of that. We picked each other up, we communicated effectively, and we constantly built each other up. Most teams would have checked out after day 1, but we came back new and improved on day 2 and made it all the way to the championship.
In the moment, I was really hard on myself. I put a lot of pressure on myself in general to perform a certain way, and I felt like I let the team down. But now that I've had a chance to look back through the footage from an unemotional lens, I can look back with a little bit more pride in the fact that I actually had a really great tournament overall. It was the first one with my very own team, and I'm so excited to build off of this experience.
We plan on bringing our Rise team to many more tournaments this year, and we're excited to take you along the journey.
And if you enjoyed this video and you're into this type of content, as well as functional training for athletes in general, make sure you subscribe to our channel for lots more.
We'll see you in the next one.